All right. As a narrator, let me give a warm welcome back to all the returning watchers. Here we continue in episode six, our solo episodes, and in our last episode, we saw the henchmen do some things. We'll check down the line on what that's going to do for the story. But today, we're going to visit with Mainline to see what he's going to do in this solo episode. So let's just jump right in. But what we're going to do is we're going to flash back to the infiltration ritual when Mr. Mainline and Nogor were implementing his new abilities. So as we see into the room, we see that they are sitting across from each other, uh, meditation position, palms touching each other in an embrace. And this is simply to make sure that the infiltration ritual is successful. And after it's over, Nogor looks over and says, "How do you feel?"
Feel different. I definitely feel different. Stronger.
Okay, you have any questions about this ritual?
How often am I able to change into Vulcan? Is this an effortless process? Am I gonna have to eat something?
The infiltration ritual is something that allows you to connect with yourself perfectly. So, any impurities or any imperfections that your body has experienced before, all of that is gone now. So, what we've done is basically make you a version of a super scroll. This is not a
Mm.
process that normal humans should be able to uh, take, but because of my abilities and who I am, I've been able to find a way to be able to transfer this ritual over to those who are not scrolls. So
Now,
basically, who
oh,
you
good.
are, who you are, and what you just become is the same. Your transformation should be seamless.
Gotcha. So when I was a kid, my parents put these nanites in me in order to keep me from to genetically alter me to keep me from dying from a disease that their enemies had infiltrated in us in our collective. What happens with that? Am I genetics back to what they should be? The nanites are gone. Like I definitely feel different.
You have to tell me how you feel, but because I'm not, I'm not quite aware of what was done to your body. I know you did tell me that you were a mutant, and so your mutant powers should be restored. And how that's affected your body, you'll have to find that out for yourself. Do you feel any different?
I don't know what to feel. I never had the powers before. I don't know what specifically what powers my parents had. It was a long time ago. I have to do some research to try to figure it out. Uh, I always thought that they had something to do with intelligence because of the technology that they were able to create. So I need to go back to my home base so I could get a full body scan and figure out like what's different.
Okay, well, you won't be going to your home base for at least a week or two. Don't you want to try to find out what your powers are beforehand?
That's why I want to go to my home base where I'm in the safe zone. I don't want to be in the field with random powers I haven't even tested. What if the power is to blow my head up? What if the power is to, fart uncontrollably every time I use the letter Q? You know, I don't know what these powers will do. The only thing I do know is that I'd have the power to be Vulcan. And I don't know what those powers do,
Okay, well, I can't let you leave before everybody else. That would not be fair.
right?
So, how about this? Let's go to the training area, um, and we can look and see what you can do.
Okay.
MH, open a room to the training area. Door, the familiar door we've seen a million times at this point pops up. You guys walk right through it. Remember, this is still a few weeks before you all had that meeting where they let you all go. This is right after you got your powers
Right.
for reference. You walk into the training area. You walk to the rear of the training facility where there appear to be some power pads. Uh, he says, well, first of all, let's see if you've gotten stronger. What I remember, you were, from what you've shown, you were pretty much just a marksman. I had a feeling you were holding back or hiding what you're capable of, but go ahead and get his little machine a punch and let's see what it registers.
All right. So I swing at the machine, or do I am I declaring an attack or what?
Sure, go ahead and declare an attack.
All
Go ahead
right.
and roll.
Should have had this out already.
Should have. Shame on you.
Rookie mistake. All right. I got a 5, 6, 2. It's a 13.
Thing. So you rear back, you throw a nice little punch machine. Says, okay, so you got about average strength, so that's not it. I tell
Wait a
you
minute.
what,
Okay.
let's try transforming into your other form, and hopefully that will help you get more in tune with yourself. The thing about the infiltration ritual is it allows you to know what you are, so you should be able to figure this out. Uh,
Gotcha.
go
Maybe a
ahead and
good
train.
transformation will help ring some bells.
So go ahead. I want you to do just what you did in the infiltration ritual. Think about who you want it to be, and then it should instinctually happen.
All right. So I transform into Vulcan.
And we're successful in doing so. How do you feel now?
I can definitely feel energy surging through me.
Take a shot. See if you can use his powers.
All right. So um, I point at one of the open palm at one of the energy pads, and I'd use elemental. I use elemental burst on it.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for that.
5, 5, 2. That's 12. Elemental burst is using ego.
What's the damage?
So 12 times, what is this? 12 times 4 plus 4.
12 times 4?
Well, I got, oh, no, it's the Marvel die. My bad. 5 times 4 plus 4. It's 24.
So, um, basically, you open your hands with your eyes closed. You aim at the area, and as you feel the energy well up in your body, something that you've never really felt before, burst of yellowish light comes out of your hands and runs into the training machine. Nogor looks at the results and says, "Okay, now we're talking. Cooking with something. Uh, being able to use those powers like that, did that feel strange to you? Go ahead and roll a do a let's do an ego check.
Let's see. 4, 4, 2. That is 10. Got a 4 on the Marvel die.
14. So
No, 4,
uh
4, 2.
so 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so you feel somewhat
Plus 5 from the non-combat check.
15.
Yeah, 15.
Okay. So you actually feel pretty adept at using your powers. Um, and Nogor looks at you and nods and says, when you turn into Vulcan, you basically are Vulcan. Who you were before is basically a person in the background controlling it. Sort of like that weird Wizard of Oz movie you all have. I hate that movie. I don't know why you all like it.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
almost like it's almost like a poor imitation of what a scroll does. But in
Okay.
this form, you basically are Vulcan, or at least as much as your body is capable of handling.
So that means I could get stronger.
As you get stronger, your Vulcan form will get stronger.
Nice. Okay. All
I
right.
also did this for two reasons, for another reason. Hopefully, whatever is going on with your previous form, when you transform back, you will be more, uh, you'll have a better understanding of who you are, who your body is supposed to be. So I want you to think of yourself and it should initiate the transformation back to your normal form.
All right. Transform back to mainline.
Roll a ego check
Got a 9.
altogether, even with the out of
Th-
combat.
5, 1.
About the out of combat score,
Out of combat
non
is
combat
going
score.
down. I
What
got
do
a
you mean?
6 then. Because I'm in the negatives for ego for mainline.
You're not mainline right now.
I just transformed.
Okay. All right. So your non-combat score for mainline is wait. I thought your egos and your scores had changed.
I did, but I'm still in the negatives for ego for mainline.
Oh, got you.
Right.
Okay,
I'm
so
in the positives for Vulcan.
got you. Okay, so your ego score was a 6. Okay, so you're still a little bit confused about what your powers are.
But I got a better idea of what's going on now, though.
Okay, well, how do you feel?
Things feel clearer. They don't feel as muddy as they did when I first got the infiltration ability. I want to reach out to one of those energy pads and lift it off the ground with my mind.
Well, based on your poor score, you don't even quite know that you can do that.
Oh crap.
Um, Here's another benefit of the infiltration ritual. No telepath on this planet, no machine scan, anything that could possibly scan your body or mind will ever be able to figure out who you are in either form.
Gotcha. Okay.
So unfortunately, that means even going to scan it won't really tell you what you can do. You're gonna have to figure this out on your own somehow.
I got to figure it out with practice.
And so let's try it again. But this time, instead of thinking about one from your own perspective, let's try to think uh, through a logical perspective. Let's try to uh, work this out. We know that this is not a physical power,
Right.
so maybe it's something you can emit from your body, or maybe it's some instinctual situation. Let's see if you can try to fire something else at the machine. Let's see if that works.
All right. I'm gonna roll for it.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Got an 11. This is a non-combat check.
Yes.
11 plus 9. It's 20.
So you lift your hands to attempt to utilize the same type of feel that you did in order to shoot that energy blast. And what happens is, as you're pushing forward, you don't see anything happening, but you feel something. And the machine that registers the energy starts to shake and rattle and move a little bit forward. Nogor, roll a logic check. Okay. I know exactly what this is. And it's kind of ironic because another benefit of the infiltration ritual is you eventually develop the ability to move items and objects with your mind. But it appears that that is your body's natural power.
So this is
I
the
don't.
mutant power I already had, or I was supposed to have in the first place.
Yes. Why don't you try to lift up that chair over there?
I'm rolling for it.
Yep.
6 and 6 is 12 plus 9 is 21.
Okay. So you look at the chair and you effortlessly lift the chair up so fast that it almost hits the ceiling. Whoa, whoa, calm down there. So you
Starting to
are,
get the hang of this.
at the very least, you are a telekinetic.
That works for me. That definitely works for me.
For the next week or so, I just want you to train down here. And we will talk about our future plans later. Do you
That's
have any more
doable.
questions?
Hey, like if I could train down here, like I said, when I get done with some training, then I'll have to regroup with my team, let them know what's going on, where I've been, see how the business is doing.
All right. So that's the end of that. And we're going to cut right to the end of the meeting where they release you all to do whatever it is that you would like to do. So it's up to you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go to my base, go to home base.
All right. So we have access to the house slippers
House slippers.
given given to you at the end of the meeting. This is what allows you to get access to the doors within the vicinity, as well as to utilize the created portals around the world.
Okay, well, my base is in Willis Tower, so that's where I need to go.
So there's a already established portal in an alley, a secluded alley in the downtown loop area. So that would be the closest to Lewis Tower.
Okay, cool. I walk through the portal.
As you step out of the portal, you don't see anyone around. Uh, feel free to go where you would like to go.
I start heading towards Wacker Drive.
Taking a walk towards Wacker Drive. What are you wearing at the moment?
That's that's it. That's a good point. Maybe I need to take this mask off so
Okay.
I can look a little more little more conspicuous.
All right. So you take your mask off, walk down the street. Nothing really going on. Just a typical midday in Chicago downtown area, meaning a ton of hustle and bustle. Despite the fact that you're wearing all black, nobody's really paying any attention.
Welcome to
As you
Chicago.
exactly, we've seen it all here.
Yep.
As you walk towards Willis Tower, you see uh, just a typical beggars doing their thing. One guy that you see sitting down looks particularly scraggly and like he might smell a bit. Uh, he's just sitting there.
Rule number one, don't make eye contact.
He's not making eye contact with you either. So you head to Willis Tower, I'm assuming,
Yep.
right? And you're head to your floor, which is the 88th floor.
All right.
Control occupies two floors. The upper floor is, the 88th floor is what houses the main business offices. So anytime you do have any clients, that's where they meet. And below that is the lab and storage facility, as well as the computer areas.
All right.
So you go into the 88th floor or the 87th floor.
I go to the 88th floor to meet up with the C-suite people.
Do they know that you're coming?
Yeah, I contacted them so I could get up there.
Okay, you didn't tell me that.
No, that what I mean, it's a secure building. You don't want to let me walk in.
You got to tell me. Okay, so you're in your area. You walk into the lounge of your office. As you walk in, you're into the reception. I'm sorry, the reception area of your office. As you walk in, to the right would be Chidi's office, and to the left would be Yomi's office. You go forward, that's where the lounge area is. Uh, Past the lounge area, to the right would be Gunner's office, and to the left would be your office. And beyond that is the main office where you all have your meetings, and beautiful view looking out from that area because that's where the windows are. Very nice area. It's a cozy looking office, but it also looks like it may have some type of high tech uh, things implemented throughout. Uh, when you walk into the lounge, you see just the typical assistant, not somebody that you really interact with very much, but that's who's there that day. How can I help you, sir?
Um, I need the C-suite to meet me in the office, in the main office.
We go to the main office.
Yeah, I need everybody to gather in the main office, the four of us.
Okay, I'll let everybody know. Okay, so you see her hitting the whatever she needs to hit, the intercom or whatever to relay that message. And as you're walking back towards the main office, you see Yomi run out of her office. Boss, where have you been? Tell me everything.
Well, let's not talk here. Let's talk in the office. It's good to be back.
Of course, of course. So you guys walk to the back. You see that uh, Gunner has already beaten you there. And as you guys sit down or whatever it is that you're doing, you see that Chidi walks in behind you. So all of you all have met in the office.
Okay. So this is what's going on. So everybody knows where I've been. There was a collection of people, really strong, superpowered people. They call themselves the Benefactors. They got a bunch of us, uh, folks that had different abilities, different skill sets together, saying that they want to make the world a better place. Now, however they want to make the world a better place is still to TBD. Um, on my end, I had one of the benefactors be a mentor to me. Come to find out, the benefactor was a scroll. Now, in the process of learning a special technique, scroll technique from the scroll, it did unlock some latent mutant abilities that I told you guys that I had, but I was never able to use because of the experiment that happened to me. The transformation ritual, infiltration ritual fixed that. So, as a demonstration, I'm gonna like levitate everybody like 3 feet off the ground.
Go ahead and roll for that. Careful.
Well, I've been training for a week, right?
I think, okay, you better roll good. You want
Right.
to lift everybody? Yeah. You could have lifted a chair or something.
So I got let's see, 5, 8, 9, 10 plus 9 is 19.
Hey, so start to levitate your crew as you're doing it very well, lifting them up the ground about 6 feet off the ground. Yomi is like, oh, whoa, and Gunner is smiling from ear to ear, grinning, and Cheaty is just sitting there, standing there, levitating in midair with his arms folded, as if he's the one that's doing it.
Right.
So
Yeah,
you gently bring them back to the ground.
so according to the scroll, this is the abilities that I had that I should have developed back when I was a kid, back when I was a teenager, and I've been training these abilities so they wouldn't get out of hand. Um, at least that part of the puzzle has been answered as far as what my mutant powers are. Now, on the flip side of that, we have um, I need some information, and I need you to get some information for me. So, Chidi specifically, um, this is what we need. So the benefactors started off as Gorilla Man, Power Broker, Paladin, Toxie Ezekiel Sims, High Evolutionary, Grant Ward, Arcade, Nogor, who's the Super Scroll, White Wolf, and Ironmonger. Now, we split up, and I don't know what everybody else necessarily did, but I need information, detailed information about all those people, minus Gorilla Man, because he is a head shorter than he used to be. And um, we need to make sure that we know the strengths and weaknesses of those individuals. I need databases hacked. I need any type of secret information that we can find out about these individuals. And one thing that we need to find out about Grant Ward popped up with a symbiote. We need to find out about this symbiote because our information usually says, hey, as these symbiotes, there's more symbiotes, they get stronger. I don't know which symbiote this is. This could be the third symbiote. This could be the 998th symbiote. So we need information if there's any that we can find about this symbiote. Now, here's the people that's working with the benefactors. It's me, this guy Dexter, Kiri, Breaker, Remedy, Henchman, Greystone, Mike Baxter, Nick Halden, Slate, and Weapon L. Now, some of these people look from the tech that maybe they coming, from the future, maybe they coming from an alternate timeline. I don't know. Um, it looks like uh, who is this? Slate has some type of ground manipulation powers. Um, Kiri is some type of ninja. She's pretty useless, but we're still gonna need some information about her. Um, Breaker took the powers of Gorilla Man, but I didn't get to see the extent of those abilities. If he has to go through a transformation to max out those powers, we need to focus in on an energy signal that may get involved, some type of abnormality that's happening, so we can trace that. Same thing with the symbiote. When the symbiote bonds with somebody, when the symbiote breaks loose, when it has an attitude or something, we need to be able to trace those type of signals, those type of frequencies, so we know how to shut this mess down if necessary. Because going in, I seemed like I was the big fish on campus, but now hooking up with all these different benefactors, it just changed the game. And I have no idea how strong, even though we're supposed to be working on the same team, I have no idea how strong any of these people are. If we got to take somebody down, I want to know how to do it. Um, Yomi, I need you to free up probably like $5 million from some offshore accounts in case we got to bribe some people, in case we got to grease some palms. Um, I'm gonna need access to what's going on in the Cayman Islands. Um, you can replace that money. with, some comptroller grifts through some different states and, get access to some achievement money. That probably will, take a little while, but we can always get that replaced and, get that washed out. You know how to do that pretty good. So I need to meet back up with the scroll so we can find out what the next mission is. Gunner, I need you to get me some technology that's going to allow us to keep in contact. I don't know if we were jumping through different dimensions. I don't know if I went from one planet to another, but there's a portal system that they had at the main base. And if that portal system triggers, I need you to have some way to figure out how to control it or where it's actually going. So we're not going to be as in the dark.
Gunner steps up and he says, well, boss, I was attempting to contact you the entire time you were gone. Nothing was getting through. I don't know what area you were in. Do you know where you were?
I have no idea. I have no idea. So every time we jump through a portal, I don't know if I was going to a different part of a different ship, if I was going to a different part of the same ship, if the gravity stayed the same, the air stayed the same. So it was really hard. And then we have people doing dumb stuff as the the one guy, henchman, he was having these run-ins with the high evolutionary. The gorilla man got his head blown off. It was a lot going on.
Wait, what? What?
Exactly. Exactly. That was the phrase of the day. That was definitely the word of the day. What? So, um, like I said, we need to figure out what the technology is because if something goes sideways, I want to be able to either get out of there or take some people down if necessary.
Where
Because
are you at
this
there?
is
Were,
some
were, were you able to uh, scan any parts of the technology?
I didn't have anything with me at the time. I had Colt 45, and that was pretty much it. When they
Roll
beamed
a
us up,
knowledge check.
all right, let's see what we got. What's my knowledge coming from?
Logic.
Logic still? Okay. Oh, oh, got a one on the Marvel dice. So let's see.
What else did you roll? This is a
A
pretty
five and a
simple check.
six. Oh, okay, cool.
All right. So as you're sitting there, you remember that you need to calm down a little bit because at the meeting you just had, they informed you that you were at a club in the middle of Manhattan, New York, and also um, you remember that Gray Lion did scan the door, and that when he scanned the door, there were some weird readings that the technology couldn't understand, uh, some spatial manipulation energies, as well as some biological energies.
Well, if we want to know more about that technology, we're gonna have to get in touch with Gray Lion. I don't know how feasible that's gonna be, considering, what we do for a living versus this dude either being a shield agent or playing as a shield agent.
Well, if you're on the same team, perhaps you can work to some type of common goal.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's why I need to meet back up with my mentor, Nogor, figure out what these missions are gonna be because once we start going down to do whatever's necessary for these missions for the benefactors, I'm gonna be, help running the show on some of these missions. And I don't want to be caught off guard and all of a sudden I'm, in another place and I fell through some portal, I walked through some trap, that type of thing. Hey Gunnar, do you have any additional tools or scanners that I can use that I can keep on my person that will allow me to uh, record more information going forward.
Uh, I'm sure I have something in the lab that I can access and give to you. You can take a look at that. I'll go ahead and take a look at that right now and see what I can do. I think I have an idea.
Okay, cool. So, Chidi, this is what we'll do. We'll get some information from Gray Lion. If the situation presents itself and I open a channel, we're going to need to hack his information so that not only can we get a reading from what he's doing, we need to get a reading for what I'm doing. And that'll increase our ability to control the narrative, control what's going on. We'll be less in the dark if we have more information, depending on how we'll be able to hack people's, technology.
Okay, boss. Who does he work for?
He says he's a shield agent, but considering the major butt whooping that he got from the gorilla man, I don't. He's definitely low level, but he got a power boost like everybody else. He's got a mentor now. He's definitely going to have access to some things.
I know of this gorilla man. Don't talk about him like that was like he was fighting some easy opponent. You would not have fared well against him either.
Oh, I know I wouldn't. That's why I was smart enough to keep my mouth shut. Too many people was talking, and yeah, they got whooped. I was in the corner chilling. I was smart enough
Yes,
not to say nothing against the Gorilla Man. I'm not knocking the Gorilla Man at all. Now, why he decided to kill himself, I have no idea.
typical Marcus. Perhaps he was just tired of the life.
Maybe, maybe. But with uh, with Breaker having his abilities, he may be gone, but those abilities aren't gone, and so we need to still keep our eyes out because as far as the benefactors go, High Evolutionary and Gorilla Man are the ones we've really seen in action. So
Okay.
we
Uh,
want to keep an eye on them.
I will go with these this humongous list of names that you have given me, and I will see what I can find out. And when I come back, we can talk about it.
See too if there's a connection, what the connection is with Victoria Hand being there. If she's if she's really working for the benefactors, or if she's gonna, double agent, triple agent type thing, that because that's definitely up her sleeve.
Very well. Give me a few hours.
So Yomi, how long is it gonna take you to free up the funds?
This isn't really a problem, boss. This is what I do. Come on now.
Okay.
Our fund, we are doing well financially, and uh, we'll get it done.
Okay, cool. So let me make arrangements to meet back up with Nogor and see if there's a mission en route or if there's something else I need to know about my powers.
Before you go, what is your goal here?
Well,
Now that your powers are back, are you planning on working with these people? Are you are you trying to make their mission a success, or are you still do you have an agenda of your own that we don't know about?
the first thing was to find out who killed my parents. I wasn't expecting necessarily to get my powers, but now that they're here, at least that answers some questions for me as far as what my powers are, what they do, that type of thing. But I still want to know who killed my parents and if any of these people have secondhand, third-hand knowledge that allows us to find out and get us closer to that goal. That's the goal, to use them for information. So hopefully they won't do anything stupid like get themselves killed or thrown into space, which almost actually happened. before we can
What?
actually.
Wait, who can throw somebody into space?
Oh man, long story short, there was this guy henchman talking out the side of his neck, and high evolutionary we already know is super powerful. High evolutionary had to freeze this dude. He had to deanimate him another time. Then the guy smarted off and he opened up some giant portal. It was about to literally throw him into space. Like papers are flying everywhere, like destabilizing gravity, just so this guy can say sorry and prove a point. It was crazy. The whole scene was just it was some nonsense. That's why I was over there sitting down, shutting up, because I'm like, these people are just some next level threats. At any given moment, if we mess up, they probably got the ability to just wipe out the whole crew and just start over. So we need as much information as possible. And if I need to bribe somebody, I want to make sure I can do it pretty quickly. Because my objective is to still find out what happened to my parents. I'm not going to be able to do it floating in space.
Well, as you're saying all this, she's looking at you with the craziest look on her face.
It's warranted.
Are you sure you can handle these guys?
No, I'm not sure about anything. But I do know that if they have any information for anything, we can use it. We can use it for blackmail. We can use it for extortion. If we can find out if any of these guys are on the hit list and use that as leverage to um, make them allies or at minimum put them under our thumb somehow to control them, we want to make sure that we're able to do that as we slowly expand this company. Right now, we're pretty low key and under the radar. We have maneuverability and mobility because a lot of what we do happens on the dark web. But now we might have to actually start being able to put down some roots as we try to expand, depending on how things go with these benefactors and this new crew, the benefactors calling the gifted. So, like I said, I'm taking it a day at a time, but it's been some wild stuff going on.
I don't really understand everything you just told me, but let me go work my magic and I'll get back to you.
I saw it and I still don't understand it. So, yeah, I get it.
All right, so what are you going to do now?
I'm gonna watch the news.
Going to watch the news.
Yep. I'm gonna chill for a second and watch the news.
Okay? So you're watching the news and you're not seeing anything all that interesting. Nothing that seems to be a problem for you. As the days go through, I'm assuming you're working out, checking things out, doing what you normally do.
Yep.
And on the news pops up a broadcast where it's discussing the Dwayne Taylor Foundation uh, moving its headquarters from Los Angeles to Chicago. Uh, uh, Dwayne Taylor and his brother are very rich orphans, and they feel like they need to come to Chicago and do something for their hometown. Roll a knowledge check.
Let's see, you got a 6, 1, and 4. That's 11. Knowledge is for what is that? Logic. Okay.
And you're very good at.
11 plus 9, I got a 20.
All right, so uh, being a person that barely ever forgets things that they pick up on you, you do recognize that Dwayne Taylor is the hero known as Night Thrasher. Does not have a secret identity, and he is actually the man that was supposed to have been killed, one of the new warriors that was supposedly have been killed during the Stanford incident, as they were the ones that kicked off the Nitro MGH explosion. But here he is alive and well. You don't really know what he's been doing since then, or if this is a clone, or whoever this guy is. But uh, obviously, a hero team coming back to Chicago, or at least somebody that founded that team, could be something that you be concerned about.
So I reach out to Chidi and I ask him to track the movements of the Night Watchers team. And if there's any information about why they're here, why they're making moves in Chicago, to let me know. Specifically, keep an alert out for that.
Boss, you got me looking up like 30 names.
You
I'll
said
put that
time
to the,
passed.
I'll put 30 names. I'll put that to the side, and I should be done with this shortly, and I will come right to you immediately.
Okay, how much time passed?
Hours.
Oh,
Dude,
okay.
you asked him to look up like a million people at once.
No, you made the phrase earlier. You made it sound like time had passed.
Okay. Let, all right, so you get a call from Gunner.
Hello, Gunner. What you got for me?
So I have a scanner for you. My idea is that you should be able to implement this into your costume, and it should be no problem for you to at least be able to run different diagnostics on uh, any technology that you encounter. Also, you should be able to attempt to remote hack into any communication systems you are around. I cannot say for sure if you will be able to use this to get past whatever it was that was blocking our signal while you were away.
Okay. So, all right, appreciate it. So I go ahead and do I put it on my arm? Like, where do I put it? Is this like a
This is
communication
tech.
device?
This is technology that I will uh, put into your current headset. So whatever your communications are within your mask that you use to communicate with us, I'll just implement that technology into that.
It's got AI on it, or am I just barking
No,
commands at it?
no AI. There's a mental uplink. So all you have to do is put your mask on, and your communication will go from your mind into the system.
Good. Okay, so I don't have to no verbal commands. All right,
No,
that sounds like something you would come up with. All right, appreciate it.
of course, this is what I do.
All right. So now I want to reach out to the scroll.
Okay, how would you like to reach out to him?
Uh, do I call him? That's a good question.
Well, you have the house slippers, and that does give you access. You can communicate through something you don't quite understand yet, but you do have access to communicate with him if you like to,
Oh,
or if
okay, so
you
I
like
put
to
the
attempt.
slippers on and open up the portal, or do I have to walk back down to the alley?
You do have to walk back down to the alley. There's no established portal, but I mean it's not far.
Okay, I'll go walk back down to the portal.
Okay, so as you walk down to the portal, heading towards the direction to the portal, you see that same homeless man sitting on a bench, uh, looking haggard and crazy. He doesn't acknowledge you, and you walk past him, and you head to the alley. And I assume you walk through the portal and go straight back to Nogor.
Yeah.
Nogor looks at you and says, "Wasn't expecting you to be here this quick.
Well, I
Can
informed
I
my
help you?"
team. I set some stuff up. I wanted to see if there's a mission available or what the next step is for the gifted to help the benefactors.
Well, um, what missions are you talking about? Are you speaking towards the benefactors mission as a team, uh, my missions, or yours?
My missions. What are the
By your by your
benefactors?
by your by your missions, I mean things that you would like us to help you with.
Okay, so now that I have some answers as far as what's going on with my powers, I still need more answers as far as what happened to my parents. Why were they targeted for assassination? Who made this bomb? All that type of stuff. I still want to know um, who gave me the disease that caused me to not be able to use my mutant powers for all these years. So, is there a way that I can get you some information about those past events and we can start looking into and finding a trail that can get us to the people that's responsible?
Though I was able to help you get your powers back, what you are asking is not my specialty.
Who I need to
I can.
contact?
That's one of the good things about being on this team, that we help each other. So each benefactor has the option of doing something called a favor. So because we all come from different backgrounds and have uh, special skills and talents, I could ask one, two, or three, or however many other benefactors for favors and able to use their expertise. It sounds like you need someone who is capable of information gathering and infiltration, things of that nature. Maybe even someone who might have access to different records on mutants or things of that nature. And in response, we would have to do favors for them as well.
Well, let's do this. First person I want to talk to is the power broker because they're going to have connections, a broad range of connections to other individuals. And I want to start reaching out into those connections and figure out all those years ago what happened.
Okay, well, he's busy at the moment doing experiments on Remedy. Um, I don't want you to get too ahead of yourself as far as attacking whatever it is your current goal is at the moment. But all of these things will be dealt with in due time. As you guys are having this conversation, and the it goes from midday to close to nightfall, the homeless man that was sitting on a bench starts walking towards Willis Tower. It's late. Not very many people are around at the moment, and really doesn't seem to matter to him as he just goes intangible, walks directly into the doors, walks right into the elevator, and hits the 87th floor. The elevator goes all the way up to the 87th floor. He proceeds to walk through that elevator into the lab of the control officers.
That alarm
He,
should be going off.
he's intangible.
He can't stay intangible.
Well, he's currently intangible.
Okay.
Don't get ahead of me.
Okay.
Oh, he walks into the office and he looks around. He sees uh, he's in some type of lab. Uh, he looks to the left. He sees like a sort of schematics area, testing area. Uh, he walks forward, knowing all of that. And to the left, he sees what looks like a current computer area, which is pretty much accessible. And to the right, he sees a locked door. He walks and phases through that door. It's a storage area with a lot of old files that look like they haven't been touched for years. And also what looks like to be some type of outdated computer that has probably also been there for years. This is a very old company. There's all types of information to be gained and uh, stored away. And he walks up to that computer and he becomes tangible. At that point, you get an alert. There's an intruder at control, and so does everybody else in control. Start getting calls from your people. Who do you
All right.
pick up? Who do you pick up from?
Pick up from Chidi.
She said, "Boss, did you get that?"
Yeah, first thing we need to do is make sure that all the information is locked down. So start moving files to different servers and keep this guy from whoever this is from doing any type of hacking. If the protocol requires it, you can always, degauss the whole room. But I mean, we lose invaluable amount of information.
Boss, he's in the direct he's getting direct access from the computer. I can only do so much from here.
Then we need to cut the power.
Okay, I'll see what I can do about that. You want me to cut the power from the whole for the whole building, for the whole floor? I
If
would
we
have
need
to
to,
I'd have to go down there to do that.
okay, then call Gunner, see if he's available, because that's going to definitely be something up his alley. And depending on the room that this person is in, if it's a Faraday cage, then no signal's going to be getting out of there once the power's cut anyway. They shouldn't be able to get out of there, out of that room. It depends on what room they're in.
Okay, so while all of this is happening, while this discussion is happening, he's using machine telepathy. Being that it's a very computer, um, there's not going to be resistance here, despite the fact that he won't want to cooperate.
Right.
Um, so machine telepathy, yeah, he's very good at this.
Great.
So he acts into the computer and he starts to uh, look up and download information. All right, so Kitty says, I talked to Gunner. He said he needs to go to that floor and figure out how he can shut the power off from that floor. This is a very large building. We don't really have that many internal, anything that can really affect the overall power of the building. We would have to go into that room and shut that computer off.
Okay, well, get the tools that's necessary to protect yourselves, and I'm en route. So
How long will it take you to get here?
I use the slippers to go to the alley.
So you go to the alley. You can make it back in minutes. As you're heading back, this man has been well, you don't really know what he's looking for, what he's doing.
Right.
I'm sure it's running through your head as you know that old computer is what houses the information that your parents were working on. It houses any old ideas, any old technologies. It also houses information on you. So, what happened to you? What uh, was used to help you for your powers, your identity? All of that is on that old computer. Uh, and just the fact that this man was able to waltz right past the security and get into it is not something that you would have anticipated. Whoever this is good. Um, outside the game, you might already know who it is.
Right.
um, so in the meantime, Chidi is doing what he can to try to see if he can somewhat stop this hacking. So go ahead and roll for that.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So Chidi rolls a fantastic success. Uh, you hit your line and says, "Boss, good news. I was able to somehow get through, and I was able to. Uh, I won't be able to lock him out for long, but for the next few minutes, he won't be able to download anything else. But considering that he is has direct access, it's not something we'll be able to stop for long."
Okay. So in order to not now I'm already through the portal. I'm already running towards the headquarters, right?
Right? Yep.
Okay.
You're. I'll say you're at the headquarters at this point.
Okay. I
And
transform
Gunner
into
is on
Vulcan.
Gunner is on his way into the lab right now.
Okay.
Transform into Vulcan. You where are you? You're on the outside
I'm
of the
going
building.
into the lab where this computer is.
You gotta take the elevator first.
Okay. I'll take the
Unless you
elevator.
wanna unless
I'll
you
take
wanna
the
shoot through the
elevator.
87th floor, you can do that too. It's up to you.
No, because I don't want to. I ain't trying to cause all that type of damage.
Oh,
I'm not trying to clue nobody in on what all I can do.
so you're not henchman then. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
I see you're on your way up the 87th floor elevator, looking like Vulcan. I'm
Okay.
not saying anybody sees you, but if anybody does, it's a problem. So,
Okay.
Gunner enters into the lab. Who is there? Whoever's here, you are trespassing in personal property, and I will handle you the way I need to. Gunner has very large pulse rifle of his design, and he also has a let's call it an energy brace, which powers up some gauntlets that he also wears.
Okay.
Uh, of all of your family, he is the one that likes to get his hands dirty
All right.
while he designs weapons. So
Am I up there yet?
on the you got 87 floors to get to, man. Calm down. So when Gunner makes this noise, man materializes. He walks through the door. He's not flying. He's like almost looks like he's floating or walking on air. Uh, and he
Like
walks through.
apparition type.
Yes, and he looks at you. Gunner's gonna roll a knowledge check. Uh, rolls very well. Gunner recognizes this man as someone who has actually been somewhat visible lately, working with uh, the somewhat superhero team, the Thunderbolts. And he is also well known as probably the best uh, terrorist in the world when it comes to sabotaging companies that he believes are exploiting uh, the world, basically.
Okay.
So he comes out and he says, "What do you want?" And Gunner says, "I need you to exit the premises and I need you to give me whatever information you were able to download. If you do that, maybe you can walk out alive." And he just laughs as he slowly walks forward. And as this is happening, you're going to be running into the room. Roll for initiative.
Let's see. 5, 4, 9, 13. My initiative modifier is +6E.
You just add it up.
This is 19.
Give me a second.
No, wait. Five. Yeah. Yeah. 13 and 19. Yeah.
Did you roll? You didn't roll fantastic, did you?
No.
Okay. All right. You rolled a 19. Second. A lot more complicated than you think. All right. So you bust into the room, catch everybody off guard. Thank goodness you're here, boss. I didn't want to have to fight this guy on my own. He is a problem. You're up first. You came in ready for action. What do you do?
Okay. Um, all right, let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna do an energy elemental barrier, energy barrier. Spin five focus.
Oh, you that's right. You're Vulcan.
Right.
Gunner's like, wait a minute, who is this?
Something else I got from the scrolls I didn't have time to tell you guys about.
Okay. So you said you're doing an elemental barrier.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, you got to keep track of your own focus.
Yep.
All right, so you form a wall of energy. Uh, where exactly are you putting it in? Because you got up to 10 spaces away per rank. So actually you can do this barrier pretty far. Where exactly are you putting it? Just to let you know, uh, Ghost is just 5 spaces away from Gunner. You're at the door,
I'm putting the
about
barrier
five
in
spaces from
between
Gunner.
Ghost and Gunner.
Okay. All right.
I
Cool.
want to, because obviously I'm trying to make a wall for this to box this dude in.
All right. All right. So that happens. All right. So you do that, and Ghost doesn't say anything. He's not much of a man for words. He simply uh, looks at you, and he floats backwards while watching you back towards the door with the old footage, old
So he,
information.
so he has something in his hand.
He doesn't have anything in his hand. He is whatever weapons he has not been displayed. He's just floating with his hands to the side. He
Gotcha.
doesn't seem that concerned about anything you have.
Okay.
He's just going backwards towards the door. He's able to make it to front of the door, but not through it yet.
But I'm in front of the door.
No, the not the door you came through. You came in the entrance. The old computer is at the back of the lab
Okay. Okay.
on the left side, on the right side, and he's just dashing backwards towards that. So
Okay.
he's in front of the door, that door,
All right.
and he's going to do nothing.
So he
Or
spent
should I
his
say,
turn moving away. That's what you're saying.
spent his turn moving away.
Gotcha. Okay. So now it's on Gunner. Is
It's
Gunner able
on
to shoot
Gunner.
this dude?
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, boss?
Blast this fool. Hit him with some type of we'll hit him with that pulse beam. See if we can capture him or or something because we
He's
can't let him get
he
out of here.
he's right in front of the door with the storage. You sure you want me to do that?
Is your pulse beam
Can't
gonna create a fire?
you? It could. Gunner's gonna go ahead and take the shot. Don't forget this is Ghost we talking about, right? You sure you
I
want
know,
to do this?
bro. But it's a pulse. It's a pulse rifle. I'm trying to get some damage on this guy because the pulse rifle should have some type of energy. This isn't an artillery shell.
It should have some energy, but he's still intangible.
Oh, all right. We
Like
gotta
you,
come up
like
with
you,
another
you
plan.
could like you may. I'll go ahead and say this: if you
Let's do
attempt a
this.
shot, if you attempt a shot with energy at Ghost, and you get a fantastic success, I might be able to apply something to him. But
No,
that's a huge
let's
risk.
let's do this. let's
he's not intangible right now, by the way, but he can go intangible at any moment.
exactly. Let's do this. I want a knowledge check to see if this is the room that's the Faraday cage.
Go ahead.
Let's see. 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 9. What I got? 21.
It is.
All right. So this is what we do. I'm going to make some energy barriers to keep this dude at bay. I need Gunner to go outside the room and activate an electric um, field inside the walls so this dude can't phase out of this room.
You're talking about the old storage area.
Yeah,
Okay, he
because
hasn't
if
gotten
it's a
into
Faraday
that.
cage,
He hasn't gotten into that room yet. That's the only room that this works on because that's the most sensitive information.
right? We're all in the same room, right?
No, you're in the lab area.
So he's not in the
Faraday, this
room
right.
with
He's
the
not yet in that. He's not yet in the old storage area yet. He's in front of the door to it.
okay. So the computer that he stole information from is in the room, in that room.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm at this room and he is backing up into the room that he came out of. That's what you're saying.
That's right. He's on the next turn. He'll be in that room. He'll be back in there.
Gotcha. Okay. So Gunner needs to use that his turn to go to the um go to the other lab so that they can activate the field inside the lab that we're trying to force this dude into.
Okay. So he's going to do just that. So he's going to run into the computer area that has the current information, and from there, you have access to the security area. Uh, as this is taking place, uh, Yomi is uh, she sends you a message. She asks you where should she go.
I need Yomi to keep her distance. I don't want her anywhere near this fight. If anything, go where Gunner is because he's got the weapons to be able to protect her. Basically, what I'm
No,
trying to do is
so
make this between me and Ghost. That's what I'm
so
basically trying to
Gunner
do.
Gunner is Gunner is basically on the opposite side of the room that from the door that Ghost is in. So
Right.
there's the old storage area, and then there's the computer room that has all of the new stuff, access to security and all of that. Um, Yomi is upstairs
Okay.
in her office, but your main office is where you have all the security measures. And Chidi is still in his office doing his thing. He's
Right.
also sending you a message asking you what he should do.
From where he is, he needs to be shutting down all the computers remotely because at least if the computers are off and we don't have access to the power, that's that's fine. That he's not going to be able to be just randomly removing stuff without the computer being on. He'd have to physically take the hard drives.
Okay, so you want Yomi to stay in her office, or do you want her to go to the main office?
I wanted to go where Gunner is.
You want her to come downstairs to the 87th floor and go where Gunner is right now?
Gunner is on the 87th. I thought we was on the 88th floor.
No, you're on the 80. Your main office is on the 88th floor. You all are in the lab on
The
the
lab
87th.
area. Right, right,
Do
right,
you
right.
want her to go down where Gunner is? That will put her closer to the danger.
No, no, like I said, then stay where she is. I was getting my offices mixed up.
So do you want her in the main offices or do you want her in her office?
I want her in her office.
Okay, so she says, okay, boss, I'll stay here. Um, and Kitty has already stopped his access to the computers.
Okay.
So now Gunner is going to dash over to the computer area. He's not going to quite get there. And now it's your turn again.
All right. So let's see. I am going to, oh, because I am still Vulcan. I am going to Go for another elemental barrier. Because is he in the room?
He's not in the room. He's right in front of the door, though.
Okay, I want to use an elemental barrier to push this dude in the room. I want to see if he can actually get through this barrier or not.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead, and do what you gotta do. Paying, you just paying the focus, right? You don't have to roll for that, do you?
Yeah, because I need to check it against whatever his ability is.
Okay, so this is yeah, this is
So I rolled four,
let
four,
me read
three.
on this ability check against the defense.
So I got
Okay,
11 plus 5.
all right, so you got 16.
Yeah.
So when the marble die did not pop up a one.
No, it did not.
So uh that is a hit. So what's going to happen is you get to choose which side of the barrier he's on.
We're pushing him into the room so we can activate the security measures. So
Yeah,
he's
well,
not on the side I'm on. He's on the opposite side.
so the door is closed though, and he's not intangible. And
Oh, he phased through the door.
right, he never
Gotcha.
opened the door.
He never opened the
He
door.
doesn't he doesn't have that. He didn't hack anything but the computer. So what happens is you use the barrier and it pushes him up against the door. You are expecting him to phase, which would allow it to him to be pushed through momentum of being pushed, but instead he just sits there, and a wide grin comes on his face, and he says, "Time is almost up." Say anything? You are capable of talking
Yeah.
throughout your turns
Yeah.
if you like.
Okay. I'm gonna
You
ask
don't
him.
know why he's here
I'm gonna
or
ask him
anything.
what are you doing here? What are you looking for? And I got what am I? I mean, I am an
Information,
investigator, so I should be able to.
inform.
Oh no, I'm invoking for him. Ah,
Always transform.
no, because then I'll lose the barrier.
Okay. Well, he says information.
What information do you need?
That would be telling.
Yeah, I want you to tell me.
I'm sure you do.
That's the point. I'm a roll because if my energy barrier is able to hold him, then I should be able to blast this dude while he's stuck behind this barrier. We go start some good old
Oh,
torture tactics.
well, it's his turn now.
Okay.
He's going to use phase self and phase back into the door, and you don't know what he's doing behind the door now.
Okay. So
It
I'm a
is Gunner's turn.
okay.
Do you want him to keep doing what you told him to do before?
Yeah, lock him in that room.
Okay, so Gunner runs to the computer and he's going to implement the commands to lock him in that room. And he's locked in the room now.
Okay. So now with the Faraday cage, he should be boxed in with an energy field.
There's a Faraday cage energy field doing what it normally does in the room.
Okay.
So any energy that's in that room can't get out. Um, so no, I mean, well, I'm not going to sit up here and say that it won't let him get out if he uses his powers, but as far as you know, it won't.
As far as I know. Right.
Okay, so um, it's on you again.
All right. So I yelled through the door, "Hey man, you gotta talk to me. We gotta figure this out because you got some abilities that's gonna cause some problems. Maybe we could work something out. We could cut a deal. Who's paying you to come hack us?"
I'm not. There's no
Oh,
reason for me to give you.
I should have transformed first.
There's no reason for me to. You. I mean, you can transform if you want to.
Yeah, let me transform.
Okay,
Because
go ahead.
Mainline's an investigator.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I transform back into Mainline.
Okay,
Because
what
with
do you
him
ask?
locked in the room, it's no need for me to hold up the barrier.
What do you ask them?
Yeah, what are you looking for? What is there
Go
a
ahead and
deal
roll.
that we can cut that's going to help us reach some type of mutual agreement?
What are you attempting to do? Are you interrogating or are you investigating? What's going on here?
Tell you what, let me investigate. I want to investigate. Let's ask Gunner to see if he can find out what information was copied or traced to see if we can locate what's going on, track this guy's
I can
steps.
I can tell you right now that these the information and the mainframes that these are pulling from are not connected, and that's because you wanted it that way. Because you don't want someone that comes in to
Gotcha.
get the current stuff to get any access to this machine. That's why it's set up the way it's set up.
Good old air gap. Yeah, okay, I got you. Okay, so um let's do this. Let me ask him,
You got a few seconds before your turn lapses.
can he can hear me through this door, right?
Certainly can. It's
All
a
right.
little harder now that there's an energy field, but he can hear you.
Okay. So um you got any plans on how you're gonna get out of this room?
That's all you hear.
This is frustrating. This trash is
Time's up.
frustrating.
So he's going to use machine telepathy again.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I just dropped my dice. You gotta be kidding me. It's a substitute. All right. So because of whatever cheat he did to block him, it's a little bit harder check. But this guy is excellent at this, and not only that, his suit appears to specialize in this. So he's able to break through once again, and he's just in here getting whatever info he needs.
All right, turn the what's the face off? Turn this thing off. I'm gonna just have to put my hands on him. I try,
Okay.
try, try talking to him.
Okay, so it is uh it is Gunner's turn again. So he goes ahead and turns it off and says, "What do you want me to do? You want me to join you, or think you might need to help to take this guy down, boss?"
Ah, okay, so we're in the room with the computer. He's got the hack going. Cheaty should be able to. Oh no, it's got the air gap. Okay, so all right, he shuts off the Faraday cage, right?
Okay.
All right, so I go in the room and um in order to access the computer, oh, because he's using machine telepathy. So um let me use the scan device to actually scan this guy to see if I can find out some type of weaknesses or frequency or something.
Okay. So you run through and open the door, and as you open the door, you see that he's no longer in the room.
So we basically got infiltrated. Do we have any tools?
Are you still trying to use the scanner?
Yeah, I'm still trying to use the scanner, see what this dude is.
Roll a logic check. And
All right.
I'm gonna have you roll a logic check and a vigilance check.
All right. So I rolled a logic check. The logic check is 224. That's 8 plus, and I'm back as mainline. So
Mm-hmm.
8 and 9, I got 17. So for
Okay.
vigilance, am I using these same numbers or I'm rolling again?
You're gonna roll again for a vigilance check. That's gonna
Okay.
be
So
uh,
8 and 9 is 17 for logic. And then 4, 4, 5, 13 plus 6 is 19 for vigilance.
okay. So definitely passing both.
Okay.
So this is what happened. So as you ran into the room, you can see that somehow Ghost was able to sense when the Faraday cage went down, and he took the opportunity to exit at the end of his turn to the wall, through the wall, uh, going back the direction towards the main entrance. You were able to saw because when he's intangible, you can still see him. He's just intangible.
Right.
So he went through the wall in that direction, sprinting. By scanning, you were able to pick up, I mean, information that I don't think was helpful. Uh, you don't know exactly what he was looking for,
Right.
but you see that you can definitely tell that the Faraday cage wasn't something that was within his favor.
Okay, that's good to know. The is he still running? Am I like barely seeing him run out of the room?
You're in the room, so you like caught a very small glimpse of his ankle, but you saw it.
Gotcha. Gotcha. A
You don't
fleeting
know what
glance.
right. You don't know what he's doing, but you saw it.
But he's on the move according to the scanner.
He is on the move.
Okay. So I'm following after him.
It's not your turn yet.
Oh, okay, go
Uh, it's Ghost turn. So
ahead.
he continues sprinting, and you see he's going towards the schematics area. It's not quite there yet. He's like in the middle of the room. So that's his turn.
Okay. He hasn't
Gunner,
entered that room yet, is what you're saying.
not yet.
Okay.
Gunner, he's in the middle of the entire lab. What would you
Okay.
like Gunner to do?
I want Gunner to turn on the field for all the sensitive areas that have Faraday cages. Do we need to roll to see if this room that he's trying to go into has a Faraday cage?
Well, he's in the middle of the lab right now,
Right? But
but
he's trying to go into another lab.
I mean, so there's a big lab area. That's the main area.
Right?
Um, that takes up the right side of the main lab area. Then there's a door towards the right back area of the lab, which has the old computer. And to the left of that is where the current computer security stuff is at. And also the schematics is on the left side. That's where all of the research and things that Gunner does takes place.
So
So
this is in all in the
he's
same
hit
room he's already in.
right. The only thing
Gotcha.
that's
Okay.
closed off is the old computer area. Everything else is
Okay.
kind of in the open area. And that's
Okay.
where that's the direction he's headed at the moment.
Okay. Okay. Then let's do this. I'm going to put I'm going to transform into Vulcan, and I'm going to put an
Okay.
elemental barrier around the computer it looks like he's going to for the schematics.
Okay. Uh, you don't really need to roll for that because you're not trying to touch anybody, I don't think.
I am not.
All right, so that's another five focus. It's
Okay.
barrier around.
Right.
In response to seeing you do that, he said, you just don't get it, do you?
I do not.
You might want to try something else. So uh, when you do that, because you know you can fly as Vulcan, so
Right.
uh, do you go towards him or
Yeah, I go towards him and try to grab him. I'm keeping that what you call it up though. The barrier up.
so you fly directly behind him with the intent to grab him? As you
Right.
do so, as you do so, remember you're Vulcan at the moment.
Yeah.
Does a 14 hit you melee?
He punched me in the face.
I didn't tell you what happens. Does a
A
14 hit you?
a 14 for melee. Yes.
All right. So as you fly towards Ghost to try to attack you, all of a sudden something materializes in front of you and starts to grow and throws an uppercut
Oh, jeez.
at your face. Uh, what? So just to be clear, because you have do you have damage reduction
Yeah.
melee? Okay. So what's that damage reduction?
-1.
So it's still gonna hurt. You take 31 points of damage.
Crap.
Uh, you take the punch, and you see standing in front of you is Yellow Jacket. And you may not be familiar with who this is. Yellow Jacket is, I mean, that moniker has been taken by many, many people.
Right.
This is Darren Cross, uh,
Okay.
and he is 8 feet tall. He hits hard, as you just felt.
Okay.
Um, he says, "Go, hurry up and finish what you have to do. We already got the main job done.
All right. So is it my turn?
It's it's now your turn.
Okay. If he's 8 feet tall, how tall is this office?
This is a lab, so it's pretty big.
Okay. I've
It's at
I've
least 10 feet tall.
yeah,
Probably higher, probably taller than that though. But I mean, that nothing your
can't
telepathy shouldn't be able to handle.
no, I'm still
I
mainline
mean,
because I
telekinetic.
right.
Nothing
But
your
no, I'm
telekinesis.
not saying I'm mainline. I said I'm Vulcan. So
Right,
Vulcan is the
right.
one that just took the hit. So what I'm saying is the can Yellow Jacket touch the ceiling?
No, I'm gonna say this is a pretty high ceiling. It's a lab.
Okay, okay, fine.
And you test weapons and things here. So
Right, right. So I'm trying to fly as Vulcan. I'm trying to fly out of Yellow Jacket's reach, and then I'm going to use my dampen power ability.
that shouldn't be a problem. So you fly up. I'm gonna say the ceiling is about 15 feet high. I will also say that's definitely not out of Yellow Jacket's reach,
Uh,
considering he can grow.
right,
but
right. I'm trying to do two
but
things at once here.
got you. So you do it. Go ahead and I don't know what you. I honestly don't even know what you need to roll there. Let me look.
It's a concentration, and it's a hold on.
But your barriers are down since you took that hit too. By the way,
Right, exactly.
not that it
So
matters.
right. So I'm not even concentrating on keeping that now. So um let's do this. Like I said, for dampen power, I gotta I'm trying to take down the machine, whatever he's using to phase into the computers.
All right. Well, this is an ego attack.
His
You make it
ability,
right. Dampen power is an ego attack. So you
right?
do your ego roll, add your ego score. You going at my ego score.
At
Ego.
at at Ghost Eagle score.
Thought you wait. I thought you were using on Yellow Jacket. Who are you using it on?
No, I'm trying to keep him from. I'm flying away from Yellow Jacket while trying to keep Ghost from hacking. He's using
Okay, so you're
machine
flying. So you're
whatever.
not flying. You said you were flying up. So what you're doing is you're flying away from Yellow Jacket
Right.
towards Ghost. You're attempting to get in between Ghost and use your power on.
No, I'm trying to use my power. I'm dodging Yellow Jacket while I'm flying above him while using my power below me to
Gotcha.
dampen down that
All right, go
machine
ahead and roll.
telepathy
Go ahead and
nonsense.
roll the ego attack.
All right.
It'll be a good one.
All right. 6, 4, 2. So that's 12 plus. Oh no, it's no not combat. So
Just your ability score.
oh plus the 4
I
for
mean,
ability.
Vulcan's ego score should be decent.
Yeah, it's 4.
So that's a 16.
Uh, 6. Let's see. That's 10, 11, 12. It's 16. Yeah.
All right. What power are you trying to dampen?
I'm trying to dampen that machine telepathy thing. Whatever he's using to hack.
Okay. You're turning off. All right. So here's the thing. I mean, it will still work. Okay. So so we're gonna say because remember his power is tech based. So you're attempting to dampen his
Ghost power is
suit.
tech based?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You're in a suit. So you're attempting to dampen his ability to. That's what you want. The machine telepathy.
Right.
got you. Okay,
I
so
need to stop him from hacking.
you successfully dampen his machine telepathy ability.
Okay, so the hacking is stopped.
So I don't know what you. I don't. Well, is he still hacking?
That's what I'm asking you.
All right.
I didn't
Is
realize
that
that
is
that was a
that your
tech-based
turn?
ability.
Is that your turn?
I moved and I rolled. I guess that is my turn.
Yeah. So Ghost keeps on going to the schematics lab, and he grabs a what looks to be some type of hard drive or some type of containment unit. Uh,
Where'd he pull that
said,
from?
hmm?
Where'd he pull that from?
He's in the schematics area. So there's all types of research going in here. You don't really know
Right,
what he pulled it from, but he grabs it. He has to go. He has to go tangible to grab it. He grabs
right.
it. He puts it around his neck. There's a some type of cord around it. He
Okay,
puts it around his neck. He's like, all right, personal business done. Uh, and then it is Gunner's turn.
okay. I
Gunner,
need Gunner to come in gunning. Because now that we see that Yellow Jacket is here,
all right, Gunner runs out. He's gonna take his pulse rifle. He says, "Boss, I don't know who this big guy is, but he's not the one that has the information. Who you want me to shoot?"
shoot the big guy. I'll handle the guy that's got the information.
So Gunner runs out and pulls up his pulse rifle, and gonna be a hit. Definitely gonna be a hit. So he does let me see the damage reduction. I forgot about that. Not gonna be as
Yellow
much as I
Jacket
thought.
has damage reduction.
This yellow jacket does.
Ah,
Does 8 points of damage.
bruh.
Yeah, that's not much.
No.
Um,
For the dampen power, how much did it cost me for the focus?
dampen power costs. It says the cost varies. So it says if the power has a focus cost, the character must also pay that cost to dampen it. So,
Right.
machine telepathy has a cost nothing, so you don't have to pay for that.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Boy Yellow Jacket took 8 points of damage. Um, it is Yellow Jacket's turn. Yellow Jacket, you're flying above Yellow Jacket. It's about a 15-foot ceiling. I'm assuming you're at the top. He's 8 feet tall at the moment. His wingspan is not going to reach that high. It's close. So he simply is going to attempt to jump and grab you. First thing he's going to try to do.
Now I should have a reaction to that though.
How would you like to react?
Um, if well, no, I'm not reacting to his jump. I'm reacting to his grab. If he actually
Okay, well,
grabs me.
he's attempting to grab you.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, very good roll. Does a 17 hit.
Okay.
It
So
hits.
right, yeah, he
All right,
actually
so he
grabs me.
so he's attempting to grab you. What would you try? You do have a reaction ability if you like.
Um, let's see. Which one of these? Hold on. Oh, this is Vulcan. I'm in Vulcan shape with this nonsense. Um,
You have combat reflexes?
Not as Vulcan.
Ah, yeah, that's true. You are Vulcan now.
Yeah. Okay. And because the machine thing is dampening, if I transform, it'll shut off,
And it might not matter anymore.
depending on what they already grabbed. They may be ready to leave anyway.
It's a good possibility based on what is happening.
This is crazy. This is crazy. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to um transform in the main line and use telekinetic protection.
Right? Go ahead. I don't know exactly what that means, but go ahead.
So telekinetic protection should keep me from any type of
Is this
wait, hold on.
telekinetic protection one?
No, I got two.
It's two. Okay. So you're paying 10 focus.
Right,
Uh, and basically, let me calculate. I mean, there was no reaction to the damage. So I'll say this. This is what happens. So he attempted to grab you.
right,
Right? It definitely would have been enough damage uh, if this was an attack. So what I'll say is you use your telekinetic protection, and instead of him successfully grabbing you, you're able to keep his hand at a distance as he attempts to grab you.
right.
So he
Okay,
falls back down to the ground. It's like, what?
gotcha. Okay, but
What
I
just
gotta
happened?
fall too because I'm no
And now
longer what's
you're
his
now
face.
you so you're both free falling.
Right, but I got a barrier up, so I'm gonna let the barrier take the hit.
No, the barrier's gone.
No, I'm talking about the telekinetic protection.
He just blew that up. He's strong. Trust me.
Okay,
Trust me. That's gone.
okay, but I'm no longer in reach of this dude. Right.
Right. He's falling and his turn is over and you're falling. So
Okay. And that was my reaction ability to use that.
right, that was your reaction to his attack. It's now your turn.
Okay, then
You're free falling.
I'm gonna turn into Vulcan and stop myself from smashing into the ground.
I mean, you weren't that high, so I'm just gonna
Still,
be real with you.
I don't have no
I'm
room to
just
take
gonna be
additional damage.
I'm just gonna be real with you. You were not about to be taking nothing but okay, so you turn back into Vulcan and do what?
When I turn into Vulcan, um, where is Ghost? Is Ghost still trying to at the terminal?
Ghost is heading towards the exit.
I'm gonna use Elemental Blast to see if I can hit this fool.
All right, go ahead.
See if I can hit this rope on his neck, get him to drop this thing that he got.
Roll.
Okay. All right. All right. 442. That's 10. And I'm Vulcan. I got +4. So I'm 14.
Right, so 14 um would hit Ghost, but Ghost is gonna use Phase Self. And what did you roll on your marble die?
2.
Yeah, it wasn't a good enough shot for me to do anything.
Gotcha.
It goes through him. Now, as it goes through him, you see that he's intangible. You're going to be able to see that maybe a high enough intensity blast would be able to do some damage to him,
Right.
but
This wasn't that.
this wasn't that, and it probably wouldn't be as effective as you would need it to be.
Okay. So he's taking the thing that's around his neck with him.
He has the ability to phase whatever's touching him. So
Right. Right. Okay. So this is trash. So is Ghost is Ghost escaped? Like what was the
oh, it's about to be his turn.
okay.
Where do you go after you shoot?
Um where's Ant-Man. I mean, the Yellow Jacket.
The Yellow Jacket is currently falling to the floor as you fly past. I'm assuming you can. I mean, you can fly past him without any issue. He's
Oh,
stumbling and he's not the most agile guy, so he's stumbling
right,
and bubbling after he failed to grab you.
right. Okay.
It was your turn right after he tried to grab you. So
Yeah, I'm
in the
trying to
midst of
fly.
those 5 seconds, he's still basically being upended with his legs in the air like Charlie Brown.
Right. I'm trying to I'm trying to fly closer to where Ghost is, and I'm want Gunner to try to shoot at Ghost.
Right? So Gunner says, "I have an idea. Don't get too close to him."
Okay. So I put the
So
brakes on.
so Gunner's turn now.
All right.
He's going to throw a specialized post grenade. Uh, he thinks that he should be able to disrupt Ghost to some degree. The throw is actually an excellent throw.
Gotcha.
So what the post grenade does is it it can have damage depending on what the target is, and it also can disrupt energy fields and uh, different electronics. So it being a fantastic success, it lands right. It goes feet. It goes off. You are too far away. You're at least two spaces away, and you see Ghost uh, start to shake and move as whatever energy that he's using to phase was affected. Uh, Ghost is going to take 10 points of damage, and he is no longer intangible.
Whose turn is it now?
It is Yellow Jacket's turn.
Okay.
Yellow Jacket falls. He as he's falling, he's able to stand on his feet, so he didn't fall prone or anything like
Right.
that. He says, "Crap." He turns around and instead of attacking you, he goes for Gunner. He's gonna throw a full on punch, and it's gonna be a growing attack because he's actually getting bigger.
Okay.
He also appears to be getting angry,
Is there a
which
way for me to have a reaction to that?
too far away.
Oh,
And you're also looking towards Ghost, so you don't even see this.
oh, jeez.
15 does hit. Now, Boy Gunner has a reinforced skeleton because of the brace, so he's going to reduce the damage. It's a good thing that he is. It wasn't so the blow didn't land all that well. Instead of going full on, it just catches him kind of on the side of the body.
Hmm.
He ends up taking 16 points of damage.
Okay.
Uh, he hits me and he stumbles back. He's like, "Ah, the hard."
Phasing out on the mic.
All right, so it's your turn again.
Okay. First thing I'm gonna do is see if Chidi can scan this since Ghost is intangible, try to hack this costume, his outfit to see if he can stop him from phasing.
All right, so you contact Chitty and what do you tell him?
I need you to scan this outfit and see if you can hack his technology to shut off the outfit.
Okay, so
And currently Ghost is tangible, right?
he's tangible right now.
Okay. And I am mainline.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, just
Okay,
in case
well,
I'm not, I'm gonna transform into mainline.
you
Main.
already made.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. So it's going to be very difficult to do, even with Ghost's suit being disrupted, because his suit is literally designed to not only not get hacked, but also to be able to hack. One, two, eight. Boy, boy, Chitty is not no slouch though. So let's see what he's able to do. Okay, so Chitty got a 15. He was able to get through. Fortunately, because you were able to disrupt his suit,
Right.
uh, she was able to uh, do some type of uh, hack that is keeping Ghost from going intangible and invisible at the moment.
Okay, cool.
You don't know how long that's going to last.
All right, then I telekinetically grab this fool.
Okay, so go ahead and roll.
All right, 5, 10, 15. 15 plus 9. What's that,
Yeah,
24?
I'm assuming that's a melee.
Telekinetic is logic.
Sure. What is it? What does it say? Because it's not all the same. I know telekinetic does a lot of things, uses a lot of different things. Telekinetic grab, correct? Is that what you're using?
Yeah, I'm making a logic check against the melee defense.
Okay, so you rolled a 15. All right,
Right,
so that is going to be a grab.
15 plus 6.
Ghost is going to attempt to escape with his 11. That is definitely going to be a fail.
Okay,
So wait, what's your melee?
you going against my melee, you're going against my logic. It's a
Oh yeah, that's
telekinetic
right.
grab.
Yeah, I'm not even going to wait. Yeah, I'm not even wasting my time. So he's
Yeah,
going to fail.
okay.
Okay,
My reaction to that is to crush this fool.
just want to go straight to the crush.
Yup, telekinetic crush.
Okay, in response to
And
you,
that's 10 focus.
in response to him, to you about to use your attack,
Uh-huh.
he says, "Do it now." So on the outside of Yomi's main office building, numerous
You mean outside
boom
the room?
her office.
Uh,
Numerous boomerang explosives hit the window and explode her room. Fortunately, she was far away enough from the window to not take any damage.
uh-huh.
Now on the outside, Boomerang is hovering, and he flies into the room and attempts to grab her.
This is crazy. So what floor is she on? She's on 88.
He's on 88.
Okay.
Um, and that's a successful grab. And he says, yeah, you might want to tell him we got somebody up here. You continue to go through with the crush.
You saying, do I continue to go through with it?
Yeah.
Oh, because if I do, it'll end my turn.
Well, they're attempting to stop you from attacking right now.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, where is Gunner?
Gunner is just got smacked a little bit. So
Are
Gunner
he and
is
Ghost in opposite directions? Are Yellow Jacket
completely
and
opposite
Ghost?
directions. Yellow Jacket
Oh,
is between you and Ghost.
right.
You and Ghost on one side, close to the exit, and then Yellow Jacket's in the middle of the room, and then Gunner is on the opposite side. So you all aren't even at the same size of the rooms.
Okay. How big is Yellow Jacket?
Yellow Jacket is as big as is as tall as the room right now. He
Okay.
turns around and swings. He can hit anybody.
All right. I want to pick up Yellow Jacket and throw him through the ceiling.
Okay, so are you sure that's what you want to do? Are you sure? Think about it.
Because obviously, what's his face is holding.
Think about what you just said, sir. If you manage to do enough damage to send somebody as big as Yellow Jacket through the room, it's going to destroy your entire office. And
Yeah,
also damage is also going to be a super threat to both Yomi and GD who are up there. That what you want to do?
but where is the office in relation to it? Hold on. Just because they're on the other floor doesn't necessarily mean that when I throw him up, they're gonna get they're directly above. I'm just trying
Uh,
not to
I,
take the
I,
elevator.
I will flat up tell you that they are not directly above him.
Okay.
However, if you throw somebody that's as big as Yellow Jacket through the floor, there's no. I'm gonna have to do a check to check the stability of everything. I can't just assume that he's not gonna cause enough damage to destroy it at office upstairs.
Okay.
So
So
you want to do
so
that?
then let's is am I able to talk to Boomerang?
Sure.
I'm trying to ask him what does he want? Is he using her as a hostage? Does she have something that he wants?
This is really simple. You let us walk out of here, or I'm dropping this woman on the outside of the building.
Let's see. Where's Boomerang at? He's holding her on the outside of the building.
He's currently holding her on the inside of the building. He wasn't able to do all of that in his turn, but the next turn,
Okay.
if he wants, so let me just tell you how this will work.
Okay.
If he wants, on his next turn, he can go to the window and toss her. She
Okay.
will have the ability to attempt to escape, and if that doesn't work and he tosses her, she will have the ability to delay her fall one time. And from that, it's 100 feet per turn,
All right.
which guys on the 88th floor, you
I
can do the
got it.
calculations if you
Right.
want,
About 6, 7 turns to get her.
something like that. But
Right.
even then, not only do you have to get to her, you have to perform the correct save attempt in order for her to not take damage.
Right.
So I'm just letting you know you that's what it is.
Okay. All right. We gotta let him
Running
walk out
out.
of here. We gotta let him walk out of here then. Gotta let the girl go.
All right. Ghost says, nice doing business with you. And he materializes and goes through the floor. You don't see where he goes. As he's doing this, Yellow Jacket shrinks, jumps on the ghost, and Boomerang keeps his word, puts her down, and flies out. Yomi is very upset. Like you could have took that chance, boss. You could have took that chance. You know I'm wearing a a barrier shield.
Nah, we need to track him. That's the whole. See, that was the technology that we was talking about earlier. We need to see if Chidi and Gunner are able to track the movement, track the energy signal, track something to see which direction they're heading.
I mean, okay, so Sheedy goes ahead and starts running tracker on that. Um, roll. I mean, so you roll it high. Boomerang. I mean, all you can really sense on Boomerang is he's flying away.
In
Uh,
what direction?
he's flying
Like
away in the
north, south,
direction. He's he's
is
flying he's flying away in the direction of the lake.
okay, he's
Um,
going east.
he's going east. Um, Yellow Jacket and Ghost are extremely difficult to pick up on because that's
Right.
what
That's
Ghost
his thing.
what he does. So You did see him go into the floor, but you have
Right.
no idea where they are,
Okay.
despite the high roll.
So I'm on the 87th floor. He went down into the 86th floor.
That's where you saw him go, but you don't know where he is now.
Okay.
Yeah, and combat is now done.
Gotcha.
Time is going by faster. And
Okay.
Chidi says, "Boss, I think we lost him."
Yeah. Yeah, I figure. All right. We gotta regroup then. Like I said, we gotta get back to the benefactors, let them know there's been a security breach. We also got to get this window fixed. Damage assessment, what's going on with Gunner? How is Nomi doing?
All right, so
Yomi,
you guys all head up to the main office to discuss what just happened. And Yomi looks fine. She is a tough cookie, despite the fact that she's little. She's in good shape. She's got the mindset. She knows exactly what's going on, and she's dealt with trauma before, so she's okay.
right.
Uh, and Chidi's looking at you like he has some information to give you. You know, he did do a lot of work earlier, so uh, it's up to you what you want to discuss right now, though.
Yeah, let's discuss this information from Chidi. See if that can help us find out what they wanted access to.
Okay. All right, boss. I picked up some information. Who let's do this in an organized manner. Who would you like me to talk about? What do you need?
Can we
Not
co can we correlate Yellow Jacket and Ghost and Boomerang to anybody that I gave you the reference?
okay.
Is there a connection somehow?
Give me a second to sort through this. Uh, Boomerang, in most of his career, he fought with Spider-Man, and I Spider-Man has connections to everyone. So that's not really something that I would say is relatable to whoever you're working with. However, Paladin has worked with many people that have dealt with Boomerang before, but Paladin is not loyal to anyone as far as we know in the spy sectors. Yellow Jacket, there isn't much on Yellow Jacket, with the exception that uh, if it is Darren Cross, he's the CEO of Cross Technologies. His son is the acting chief there, and also he is I believe, a cousin of can't remember his name. Crossfire. I've never
Okay.
run into him in my line of work, but he's an expert sniper. As far as Ghost is concerned, this is just what Ghost has been doing his career. Now, this doesn't exactly match up with Ghost's work with the Thunderbolts. And Ghost is mostly a loner, so him working with these two seems a bit weird to me, but I can't really give a connection between what just happened today and anyone that you work are now working with.
Hmm. We need to see the benefactors. Let them know there's been some type of breach, and if that's going to change any type of plans that they have. Because if we hold back that information has been taken from us, that's going to be problematic. That may be problematic in the future. Um,
Boss, if I may say, we don't really know what's on that computer. That is only something that you are aware of. So only you would know if it would be concerning to the benefactors.
It's concerning to the benefactors because it had information about the nanites that my parents used. Those nanites are extremely powerful. That information gets leaked. Imagine a zombie apocalypse with people that have strength of like Captain America. That's the possibility. You could have these nanites wipe
Oh,
people's minds. You could have these nanites heal all these different illnesses. Um, it's not something you can reprogram genetics, reprogram a lot of things on a biomechanical level. You don't want these things out in the open. That's one of the reasons why the computer was air gapped in the first place. You had to come into the lab in order to get access to it, and obviously they knew to come into the lab. So keep a trajectory on Boomerang where he's going, but we need to let the benefactors know that some dangerous technology could derail their plans, whatever those are.
boy, vey. Me says she's just. This makes no sense. I don't understand what we should be doing here. Uh, what would you like me to do?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to get Cheaty access to that computer so that he can go and figure out what's going on, if anything was missed, anything is anything fried. Um, he'll get the schematics to the nanites off of there, figure out how we can hack them, that type of thing. That's going to be a problem. If that's technology that we have to shut down, we need to know the best ways to do it. We're not going to be able to have a scroll around to give an infiltration ritual to everybody that winds up getting access to these nanites.
Well, why don't you let Gunner do that? That's more his speed. We need to
The
talk about these,
programming and hacking.
not the programming, but understanding the information and what it could be used for.
Okay.
We need to talk about these benefactors. Is there anyone there that you might not trust or that I can give you information on before we meet up with them or before you meet up with them?
I don't trust Ironmonger because the technology that's necessary for Boomerang and for Ghost and for Yellow Jacket could possibly be linked back to Ironmonger. Um, I also don't trust Grant Ward because he's always doing some type of double, triple, quadruple agent thing, and I don't appreciate the fact that this guy popped up with a symbiote. Arcade is high on technology too, so um, get some research on those three and see if we can see how they're if they are connected to this. But hmm, everything's still so brand new. It's hard to figure out which direction to go.
Right, so he's going to roll a logic check. So I did research on every name that you sent me. There has not been much information on Arcade uh, besides the incident in Antarctica with the murdered child, and you know what Arcade does. Uh, there's been no new information on him. Uh, Ironmonger is a very, shall I say, excitable child who doesn't really develop information or technology. He copies technology. I would be on the lookout for him. Uh, he mostly specializes in weapons dealing. He's had uh, connections with the Hellfire Club, which is going through many different uh, changes over the years. So I don't know exactly what his affiliation is with that, but I know that kid is definitely dangerous. Grant Ward, there's no information on him in the public at the moment. As you know, Shield is not what it used to be. Uh, there is still a small faction of Shield, but uh, is Grant Ward working with him, or is he a prisoner? It's really hard to say what exactly he is.
Hmm. Gonna have to we're gonna have to meet up with yeah, let's meet up with hmm.
Maybe, and this is just a suggestion. Perhaps you should handle the meetings with them, and we should keep our distance at the moment.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I need to go back to the base.
Okay.
Do we still have Boomerang in our sights? Do we still have a trajectory going towards the lake for this guy?
Our scanners are able to pick him up going towards the lake, but at this point, he could be anywhere.
Okay, okay. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the base.
Right. So, as you're heading towards the base, you're going to shift scene,
Okay.
and in an unknown location, there's a gentleman, pale skin, almost looks like a vampire, diamond on his forehead, sitting back. He's just received a phone call, and he looks around. We see another gentleman dressed in similar attire, club on his forehead.
What on
Another
his forehead?
gentleman, club.
A club?
Yes,
Like from a playing card.
yes.
Okay. All right.
And there's another gentleman sitting across from him, and he has a spade on his forehead. There's a woman sitting across from him. Mr. Sinister says it's done. We have plans within plans. Our attempts to ascend into a dominion have failed. That doesn't mean we cannot proceed with our plans to control this world and this universe. We finally been able to see this through, where this mutant has activated his powers. He's powerful indeed. Been able to pick it up through his nanites once his power is activated.
Thought the nanites got purged.
That's where we're going to end our episode today.
Oh, okay.
So thanks everybody for watching. On our next episode, we will see what's up with Gray Lion.